Okay, says we're live. So we'll give people a few minutes to come piling in here. I'll get my own computer set up. All right, let's see what we got here. Give me just a minute, you guys. I'm sure some of you are already in here. Oh, I gotta take this sweater off. I'll cook if I don't. Not to mention, I'll get magicals on it. Okay. Okay, hi Kenny. Hi Ree. Hi Melda, Kenny, Carla. We'll just give people a few little minutes to come in here. Make sure you check live chat at the top of your chat box, and then you'll see all the messages. Hi, Shauna. Hi, Joan. Hi, Joyce. Hi, Gail. All right. Hi, Carla. Hey, Amy. Hey, Eileen. I know it's about time. I had a little bit of an issue, but we solved it, so we're good. Hi, Dabbler. Okay. People are coming in, so we'll just give it a minute or two. It's going to be a funny day because I'm going to let Eileen tell me what I'm doing, and I'm going to try faithfully to execute her instructions properly. It's going to be a shit show. I'm just telling you right now. It's going to be a shit show, and it's going to be two old ladies screaming at each other, which actually is probably not any different than normal. But today's special. Hi, Jan. Watching on your TV. So we're going to be really large. It's going to be an odd show. So get your book ready. In fact, Eileen, take a minute right now and get a link for the book that you're going to be working out of, because I don't have the book. So I can't even look and see if she's lying. She could honestly tell me anything, and I'm going to have to believe her because I can't check the book. I don't have it. So I'm really putting myself out there. But we thought it would be funny. It is a special federal holiday today. It's President's Day. We'll celebrate all the presidents. Hi, Dorothy. So people are slowly coming in, so we'll just give it a few minutes. I've got, for those of you that were at Dee Dee's this morning, I didn't know Dee Dee had gotten one too. I haven't talked to Dee Dee in a few days. If you saw the happy mail from APG Jamie, absolutely so hysterical. Keep that on hand, Eileen. We're probably going to need that. And so because Dee Dee read it, and most of you are probably at Dee Dee's show this morning, this honestly was the funniest happy mail ever. I'm not kidding you. APG Jamie, I'm not sure how to find her because I just have her in my favorites. You missed the first hour. Okay, it's a great book. Got a lot of 5 stars on review. Well, cool. Hi, Ian. So anyway, APG Jamie is Purple Door Studio. I do know that, but I don't know if that's her YouTube channel name because I just have it under Jamie. But let me pull this out a little bit so you can see. And I'm not going to read the whole thing Dee Dee did on her show this morning, but she sent us these, and I don't know who all got them. You watched the video. I'm going to go back and watch the video. I just didn't have time this weekend, but honestly, this was so funny. When I got it, I was laughing my head off. Hi, Gracie. Welcome. I'm glad you came and joined us. First time here, so you guys make her feel welcome. Hi, Kat. Hi, Holly. You got the book too, Shauna? Well, Eileen's going to be working out of it, telling me what to do. But this is in honor of VD. It's an art and safety kit. Art responsibly. And it's Valentine's Day, y'all. Get your mind out of the gutter. So she explains what was enclosed in the Happy Mail. And you got a pair of gloves. It's in deep blue to purpley type color. You got 2 finger cots, which I just call dwarf condoms. Finger protector thing is what she calls it. Jamie is an absolute hoot. Oh my gosh. If you've not seen Jamie, APG Jamie, and APG stands for Artist Poet Girl. She is one of the funniest people on YouTube, I swear to God. I'm arting, y'all, and a face mask in a shade of blue. And a certificate of permission. It's kind of self-explanatory document thing, so go ahead and read it. She's so funny. And you can, Dee Dee actually read this whole thing, so I'm not going to go ahead and read it again because most of you have seen it now. But honestly, it's the funniest thing. And it's in Dee Dee's video from today. And on the glove, she says, may contain latex. I don't know. She stole it. I mean, borrowed from a doctor. This is not a sterile kit. This is natural rubber latex. The dwarf condoms are 100% silicone. She is absolutely funny. Funniest person ever. Yeah, I got one too, Dee Dee. So I'm not going to read it because you did, but I was going to show it today too. So honestly, go watch the video. She does a video of her putting all this together. It's on my save list of things to do. And the save list is getting too long. I need to figure that out, but that's a whole nother story for another day. So that was the fun Happy Mail I got. And then what else did I, the only other things I've gotten this week was Dee Dee showed this last week, these Arteza journals. This is like 110-pound watercolor, cold pressed watercolor. And I'm like Dee Dee. The reason I got it is because of the size. It's 8 1/4 by 8 1/4. And the square size, to me and Dee Dee, are irresistible. So I had to buy it. They're relatively inexpensive. So yeah, and when you buy it, when you look up this one, it comes in a 2-pack. So the second one already has a home. It's just sitting here waiting for my neighbor to come up and get it. Amy. They are, I love the size. The construction is unbelievably good. And that's one thing I'll say about all of the Arteza products. And I don't have a lot of them because I have everything else. I don't need them. Like this is just so well done, you guys. It's stitched. The paper's good. The trim is perfect. It's got rounded corners. I can't say anything bad about it. So this weekend, I was just goofing around. I was watching somebody, and I should have written it down, but I did not. Of 8 different techniques for watercolors. So I decided just to go ahead and try the different techniques on this journal just to see how it behaved. And I didn't have a problem with the paper quality. I really didn't. I think it worked for inexpensive paper. Now, you know, nothing's going to compare to an Arches, and I'll say that. But I also say, too, that if we're just playing with our products and experimenting, I don't have a problem using any of these products. I really don't. Joey said, hi, Joey. She says she used an Arteza sketchbook for your art journal monthly spreads. It's excellent. See, that's just it. I think their products are low-end excellence, really, is what I got to say. And looking at those paint markers that Dee Dee swatched this morning, I was amazed. And, of course, everybody's telling me, oh, you need them, you need them. I don't use my Poscas that much. If I used them as much as Dee Dee, they would have already been in my cart on their way to me today. So I'm still pondering that. But those Arteza markers that Dee Dee showed, for that amount of money, you got 40 for 38 bucks, I think it was. That's less than $1 each. Compared to Posca, I'd say there's absolutely no comparison. Does it come as any other musician? What? Does it come? Okay, there's a joke or something there that is not sinking in my brain. Do they have mixed media papers? Oh, I have to believe they do, Eileen. I think all you got to do is go, like, look for them either at their website. They do have their own website, arteza.com or something. I don't remember. I saw it somewhere. You can join the Arteza Club and get 20% off your next purchase. Hello. I ordered this off of Amazon, but I know they have, yeah, arteza.com. So, you know, I'm sure you can go there and look in their shop area. Hi, Elaine. Yeah, you might have to check it out. I think when, you know, as much paper and stuff as we all go through, it certainly doesn't hurt to give new products a try. That's how I feel about it. And I said this last week, and I'll say it again, use the supplies that your budget can afford. I mean, all of us want the best, the nicest, the whatever. But honestly, if this is a hobby, if it's not your line of work, if it's a hobby, buy what your budget can afford. I think we're all really in agreement that they're nicely priced, excellent quality art supplies. I agree. I haven't heard anybody really diss them. So anyway, what I did here was I did 8 experiments. One, I was just using watercolor washes. This up here, the blue one in this corner is gauze, and I'll show you. I did this on, oh, I forgot to write it down. But anyway, I think it was on the Color It. Yes, it was on the Color It watercolor paper. And I did much the same, but I didn't do them at the same time, so I'm not sure if I'm comparing apples to apples. But this is the gauze on the Color It. The second one is saran wrap. This is saran wrap on this. I used different paints, so this one granulated a lot more, which I like. I used salt water down here, meaning you put, I think the recipe that I looked up was 1 cup of water. Maybe it wasn't one. Yeah, I think it was 1 cup of water. Anyway, there's a recipe online. You can find it. And if you need it, I'll look it up for you. But when you're using the salt water, look at how that paint spreads. This is salt water up here. This is just regular water down here. So you can see how the paint behaves. And I think Lena had shown this as well on her stream. Well, not her stream, but when she was on Kathy Arbor's the other day, she showed a painting where she used the saltwater technique, and it was amazing. It was beautiful. And then this is just regular water down here. And this is it on the Color It paper. This is the non-salt area. This is the salt area. And maybe I wrote those down. No, I didn't. Anyway, yeah. This was a wash where I dropped 91% alcohol in it to get these kind of circly things. Hi, Christine. Hi, everybody. I haven't acknowledged coming in. Hey, Carrie Ann. Lena and her salt water was fun to watch. Yeah. And then this is the same, a wash with alcohol here. So the results are much the same. Some of these I dropped alcohol in the same spot twice. So you got double circles. Very cool. I like that. The bubble thing didn't work out. The girl I was watching, and I wish I had written her down, but I didn't. And I'm sorry, because I like to give credit where credit is due. And that's one thing I would say to all of us who stream is if you see a technique or something that somebody's done or you learn something new from, give the original artist credit for that. And it may not be their original idea either, but yeah, I feel really firmly about that. I don't like stealing other people's techniques or artwork or something that's similar without giving them credit. So this was bubbles, where I put a drop of detergent in the water and then blew it up with a straw. I didn't blow it up with like TNT or anything like that. I just used a straw and blew the bubbles and then tried to transfer them onto the paper. And her results were amazing. Mine sucked. So there's always that. And then this was just a wash where I dumped salt crystals and rice together. So the big marks are the ice cream salt. The blue came off of that salt, and then the little marks were the rice. So just experimenting. And then this one, I think I picked a paint that didn't granulate well, but anyway, this was a regular wash. This was the granulation. I can see it. You guys maybe can't. Don't give me credit for anything Eileen tells her to do. Exactly. That's the point right here. Hey, CB. And then this was with a Mr. Clean Eraser. So Mr. Clean Erasers will fix your boo-boos, but it's hard on the paper. Just know that when you go in doing it. So I would say overall, given the experiments that I did for the type of painting I'm doing while I'm learning, this is going to be more than adequate. It's going to be fine. So there you go. That's my quick little review of the Arteza cold press 110 pound 8 1/4 by 8 1/4 inch journal. This came in a different size too. Dee Dee showed it last week on her stream. But one thing that really came out good, and I think it was actually Ian maybe who said this, on this one when I was doing, here's the granulation on the color it paper. Different paint and it worked completely different. So I'm going to have to learn which of my paints granulate real well, because if it's not a granulating paint, it's not going to do anything with the granulation medium. So there's that. But then this was just salt, where I repeated that same salt experiment, and then I used string too, which that was very cool because this is all flat, but doesn't it look like it should have texture on there? I thought that was really cool. So there you go. That was my little experiment over the weekend to try out the new products. And then last week, this is one of the sheets we did last week with this was just plain old watercolor, where I dropped the salt in, and this is what it looked like on that. I think that came out really cool. It made little cells. So I think that's what you can get when you use a lot of water, dump the salt on, and then it made these great little cells. So yeah, I think you just got to play and learn. And like Dee Dee said this morning, every paper is going to be a little bit different. Every product's going to be a little bit different. So you kind of got to use your own stuff and figure out what works well, what doesn't. And then this little gem, oh my gosh. Lena showed these, and I wasn't at the stream where she showed them, but I think Eileen or somebody put a link up. It was probably Eileen, because that's how evil she is. Yeah, love the blue one, right, Kenny? It came out really cool. These come in different sizes. Eileen might be a good mod and get us a link for this. But this is just the funnest little journal, you guys. And my hands are real small, so you can kind of get a feel for how large it is. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. 5.5 inches tall by maybe 4 inches wide. I bought this one primarily because it had the unlined paper. I'm not sure what I'm going to do in here yet. For right now, I'm just going to look at it and love it. Look at the edges of the paper. They're trimmed so beautifully so that there's a curve in the edge of the paper. This is so well made. It is so well made. A little bit pricey, but I did get it. This is, if you want to buy yourself a nice present, this is what Robert got me for Valentine's Day. I said that after the fact, but it worked for me. So, hi, Joy. But yeah, these are, if you guys want a link to this, I'll get one for you. I got it off Amazon, and it came from a third-party seller. So that's all my new stuff that I've gotten this week, which is more than enough. And then somebody had asked about, and I don't know if they're here because I don't remember who asked, about, excuse me, at Dee Dee's this morning about the Graphitent pencils. These are tinted water-soluble graphite pencils, and I haven't used mine a whole lot. But these, I'm going to start because I think it was Christine Allred said she does her watercolor sketches with these and then paints over it, and then the lines disappear and become part of the painting. I am so doing that. And I think I thought about that and then put them away and forgot about it again. But I love these pencils. They're very muted colors. I have done paintings with water-soluble graphite, but not with these tinted colors. So I'm going to do that. How you did your paint swatch on here? Yeah, these, I always try and keep one swatch with the product. So yeah. So if you want to see them work, because I don't remember who asked, but I said, well, I'll get them out and show them while they're here. Somebody had asked about the graph tints. So these are the graph tints. Those are the colors. There may be more. I don't know. But I think Dee Dee talked me into buying myself these. I'm pretty sure. So if you want to see them, I'll swatch them or something for you. But that's pretty much what you're going to get right here. But I'm gonna leave them out so I don't forget them, so I can yeah, try them with my watercolor. There you go. And then Eileen, I have my portfolios out. So are we going to use those as part of our thing today? The portfolios are what Dee Dee showed this morning. I have so much water-soluble products, you guys. They're just, it's ridiculous. So these were inexpensive. You used to be able to get them at Staples. I think I got mine off Amazon because we don't have a Staples anywhere around here. And I haven't used them a whole lot. But they're like really any of the water-soluble crayons that are out there. Thanks, Kenny. So we're going to, I don't know, I guess Eileen's going to make me use these today. I'm not sure. But they're out now, Eileen. If you guys saw how much water-soluble crap I have, you'd probably die. And at the end of the day, my favorite is still Neocolor Tubes. But those pencils Dee Dee showed this morning, the Color It pencil, not Color It, Prima watercolor pencils, those are so tempting. And they're on sale at Joann's right now. We're going to try the brush up book with Magicals. Not sure how it will work. I know. But I've got watercolor paper out here. I only got, hi Queen Pam. I've only got one type out, but we can try it on multiple different types of paper. So I don't know if I should cut this. I think I'm going to cut a couple sheets because this is really big to work on when you're doing Magicals. So let me cut it. Yeah, Neo 2s, in my opinion, if you want water soluble, they're the most versatile, pricey to get into, but they last forever, and the quality is beyond excellent. So, yeah, they put almost every other water-soluble crayon to shame. They really do. So, here we go. This is what, 11 inches long? No, 12 inches, so I can cut it at 6. Look, Eileen, I'm using my cutter. Okay. I don't like these paper cutters because they're never accurate. If you want a straight line, use an X-Acto knife. And a ruler. The best thing about this is the ruler. All right. Eileen, tell me what to get out, what to start doing. I've got my Magicals out. I've got paper. I've got water. I've got a palette. No dang ruler. I know. She was already sweating it. You like the color paper? Kenny, I can't say with total certainty because I got it and I have not used it a whole lot. So those experiments that I showed you on this, I would say compared to the Arteza, it's comparable and more than adequate for the things that I do usually. So, yeah. And it's inexpensive. So if you're experimenting or playing or whatever, I'm a firm believer in use it. I'm not selling my art. So let's try the granulation on the portfolios. Okay, we can do that. I'm just thinking, do you want me to put the portfolios on the paper and then drop the granulation into it, which means I need a new dry pipette. So let me get one. Fortunately, I have one right here. Can you do the link on blanks? Oh, the paper blanks? Yeah, the paper blanks are this journal here. And there's so many pretty ones, and there's different sizes. You can get them lined. They don't really talk about what the paper quality is on the website that I saw. But let's wait. I'll just measure it real quick with my micrometer and tell you about what you're looking at as far as paper. But the cover's so pretty, what do you care? Now, Lena has told me that the paper is beautiful if you're using fountain pen, which I love fountain pen. Everybody knows that. So definitely heavier than a 20 pound. So that was about 6. Let's look. Yeah, it's going to be the equivalent of about a 28-pound bond, which is your copy paper is a 20-pound bond. So it's going to be quite a bit heavier than that, even though it doesn't necessarily feel like it, or an 80-pound offset. So if you're familiar with paper grades, that would be about the equivalent. It's nice paper. It's beautiful paper. Yeah, the paper is like butter. And I can't say that yet because I just haven't worked up the guts to actually write in it yet. I may have to buy a new pen and new ink to write in it. Oh my God, I do this to myself all the time. Hi, Devin. And the fin stencil would be awesome around the pages in these journals. Oh my God, there she goes. There she goes. All right, so you want me to turn the portfolios into watercolor or just scribble on the page? Because Eileen's telling me, new pen and ink. See, Amy would vote for me. Oops, one just fell in your basket. Good for you, Dorothy. I think you deserve it. New pen and ink. I actually have a new pen that I haven't. Eileen, you yell at me for not listening to me or listening to you. Now I'm going to yell at you for not listening to me. That was a mouthful. Or do we want to do the magicals first? And these are the Derwent art bars. They are really nice too. But they're still not as nice as Neo 2s. Just saying. Portfolios on paper first. Okay. Should I do like a blind 6, Eileen? Should I close my eyes and pick them? Let's do that. Okay. Eyes closed. And I don't remember which is which. So, oh my gosh, I picked a dark blue. Can you believe that, Eileen? And I was not peeking. Water some down and use the granulation on both. Okay. Do I spray with water before I granulate? All right. Close my eyes. Now I'll use the blue again. One thing I'll say about these portfolios, they are really, really, really creamy. She's gone, oh no. What'd you say, Dee Dee? My portfolios are what? They're like new, yeah, because I didn't really ever use these. About the same time I got these, I got the Neo 2s, and it was like, why use this? Because these, if I remember correctly, which I may not, these leave a waxy residue, and the Neo Color 2s really don't. All right, let me find a brush here. Get the granulation fluid ready. Yeah, Dee Dee says you can get them at Staples, but like all of our Staples in Oklahoma, closed. I don't know if a Staples around anymore. See how they just don't melt like the Neo Colors? We're going to try and make it work, though, as best we can. Maybe they're old. Well, they are old. I had actually forgotten about having the Neo Color 2s, to be honest. That whole box of stuff there I had probably not had out in 6 months or more since I got my cool paints. But these don't wet as readily as the Neo 2s. Like if I had done this with Neo 2s, you'd have color all over this place. Takes a lot of water. Okay. All right. We're going to just water the whole page now, and then we're going to granulate. I can definitely feel the wax on here, Eileen, so this is going to be weird. I'll only put the granulation on part of the page. And I'm not using my good brushes for this. Okay. Don't know if it'll do anything at all. I can see it moving. I don't know if you guys can. But it's not granulating, Eileen. Not granulating at all. Staples in Tulsa? Where? There used to be one way over on the west side of town, but I thought it closed too. You don't like these? Yeah, I'm not crazy about these either. Okay, you can see, where can I show you? That line right there, can you see it? Where it kind of pushed all the color out. Yeah, that's butt ugly. You can't see it? Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it, I wouldn't waste the granulation fluid on this. What did I do with, there it is. Yeah, I wouldn't waste the granulation on it. But I may cut this in circles and send Dee Dee some planets. She's running out of marbles. She lost her marbles this morning. '71st in Broken Arrow? Really? God, and I've even driven out there. Is it anywhere near, there's a Tuesday morning out there. And a Michael's. Yeah, they don't melt. Hi, Jilly. East 71st. Okay. Well, there you go. If you're in Tulsa, on East 71st. Yeah, I would say don't waste your time there. Okay, Eileen, we're on to the next one because that did not work. Let's do magicals. I want to see the magical technique that you have. Yeah, now I use baby wipes with Neo 2s all the time. All the time. So I'm not going to enable you guys with, well, I guess I could try real quick. Get out of baby wipe. Look, this came off my baby wipe. Oh, that annoys me. I have to put it back every time. Are you near Bixby? No, I'm out at Grand Lake, Shelley. We used to own a farm right on the Bixby Broken Arrow line out at Hakey Creek. We owned that land next to Hakey Creek. Hi, Scooby. Let me first explain what the Brusho book is using. Brushos, which are powdered watercolors, and magicals are not. Yeah, so when we're doing these experiments, understand that Brushos are powdered watercolor. Magicals behave the same in that they are soluble with water, but they are permanent when they're fully dissolved and dried. So there's that. All right, we're going to try this with a baby wipe real quick, and we'll use the same color because I'm just using the scrap paper here. Okay, this is blending them with and this is cotton paper, so you're going to have a lot of texture on it. So yeah, you can spread them out with a baby wipe pretty good. That's not horrible. And I do that with Neos all the time. My Beast, that's how I get the color on the banners in the Beast, is I use Neo colors with a baby wipe. All right, Eileen, I'm patiently waiting. So yeah, if you just want something to play with, there you go. The blue and the red made a pretty purple. And we are going to make paint with the magicals, which is what this book calls for. Okay, so I got the palette out. I've got the magicals out. So there you go. Works great with a baby wipe. Now they'll go back in their box, probably not to be seen for another 6 months or more. I also have the Faber-Castell and the Statler. All right. Am I going to be doing blind 6, Eileen, or should I actually pick the colors? With magicals, you almost got to pick the colors. But because we're indulging Eileen today, we're going to do green. And you got to remember, a little bit of magicals goes a long, long way. So here's the color, the Buku Mint. And I'm going to take a little bit of water, and I just got my water dirty, but that's okay. I don't know water to magical ratio, so this is just going to be a guess to start with. Man across the road is having a shower. What? Can you see in his window, Dorothy? I mean, do we need a play-by-play here? What kind of soap is he using? Does he wash all the parts, or does he skip some? These are vital questions we need to know. Okay, Eileen, am I doing this right? Yeah, I'm not making a huge amount. So until we kind of know what to expect here. No point in wasting the product until we kind of know. So this is an experiment day. If you don't like experiments, you come to the wrong place, because generally this is an experiment show. Oh, get some walnut crystals. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yes, I can see into his bathroom when he forgets to put the blind down. Oh my God, Dorothy, put your binoculars away. For Pete's sake, girl. All right, so we've got the green mix. Let's mix. Well, we're going to go with our standard colors because that's what we do around here. I'm going to do it like a turquoisey color with the green because we know that works good. I'm not putting out a huge amount of magicals, you guys, because honestly, a little bit goes a long, long way. See how it paints. Okay. We will do that. And I may not be using enough water. Can you guys see? I'm going to pull you down so you can kind of see while it's dissolving. Can you see how the white in that green is not dissolving? That's what you experience on paper as well. This blue doesn't have any white in it, so it's dissolving very readily. Okay, now one thing I'm wondering is if I should get the paper wet first. Does the book say that, Eileen, to get the paperwork wet first? Am I working wet and wet, or what am I doing here? These streams are the highlight of your day, Kelly. Aw, that's so nice. That makes, okay, I thank you for saying that, because really that makes us streamers feel good about what we're doing with our time. So I'm tickled to death that you enjoy them. Once we play with it, you're going to paint a picture with it all. The artist who did the book is an awesome brush-up painter and gives step-by-steps. Okay, cool. All right, let's let's pick a third color. Color that's going to mix well with these two, in my opinion, are going to be yellow. Let's do brown, because I love brown. Both ways, wet on wet and wet on dry. Okay, we're going to do brown, because you know how I like brown. Eileen calls it moose poop, but bring on the moose poop in my world. Okay, and those of you who are new and maybe aren't familiar with Magicals, they're a product that is put out by oh crap, I just lost my train of thought. Lindy's Stamp Gang. And you buy them in little pots. I have moved mine into these little containers with holes in the top to make them easier to control, because if you're new here, you may not know, I'm a wee bit of a control freak. And so the fact that I couldn't control the Magicals with a chopstick, Dee was a little bit unnerving to me. So I had to put them in little containers to make myself believe that I had a little bit of control, which is really funny, because you still don't have any control. All right. I'm going to try and control the mess to whatever extent I can. Lost train of thought thinking about naked men. No, believe me, I lived with a man. Yeah. Doesn't make me lose my train of thought, Dorothy. When I was 12, it did, but at my age, no. There's certain men you just need to tell them, go put your damn clothes on. What's the matter with you? Ain't nobody want to see that. Okay, we're going to put the blue on first. I'm going to put it on. See, when you water it down, it really, really gets a lot lighter than it does if you put the sprinkles directly on the page. That's all right, though. Oh, that green is so pretty. Now I'm going to drop granulation into this, correct, Eileen? I'll try and keep it wet while you tell me what the heck I'm doing here. The brown also, the brown also had a lot of white in it. Okay. Now we'll do a reverse ombre. We'll put the green on next. Put the blue on down here. And I think you guys can see okay. All right. So this is all still pretty wet. I'm going to go ahead and drop granulation in it, right, Eileen? Well, it's still kind of wet. I should have wet the back of the paper so that it wouldn't curve. So remind me of that the next time. Oh, it's definitely granulating in that blue. This is cool. And I'm just testing different areas, like where it's still wet, it really granulates well. Where it's a little bit drier, not so well. Let me pull you down so you can see what I'm seeing. Let me do it up here in the blue. Okay, and I'm kind of thinking the more magicals, the less you dilute the magicals, the more granulation you're going to experience. Hi, Barb. Add the acrylic inks. Add the acrylic inks to this while it's still wet. Okay. Let's use a dark blue, or no, where's that turquoisey one? Another thing that might be neat is the metallic ones. I wonder how metallic would work with it. Can you guys see that? All right. I'm not sure if I should re-wet. I think I'm going to mist it real quick to keep it a little bit moisture. It's not completely dry yet, but I've lost that sheen. So I'm going to re-wet it a little bit, because magicals, when they're dry, are permanent. So the likelihood of me being able to move them after they're dry is pretty slim. And there still should be some of the granulation medium left in here. So we're just going to try. Because until we know what to expect. Okay, now that's granulation medium right in the middle of that acrylic ink. Oh my gosh, can you see the white moving? I'll try and get you right on that. Hey, Judy. I don't know if you guys can see that the white is just separating out. That is awesome looking. Good. Now I'm going to like totally use my acrylic inks, which I have thousands because Hobby Lobby put them on sale. And I just got this granulation fluid, you guys, so I don't really know what to expect. But that in there, and look how it's separating out here. That's very cool. I'm not sure how much I want to mess with it. And these are two totally different products. The acrylic inks and the magicals, obviously. I'm not saying that you can't use them together, but oh, look at what it's doing down here now. The acrylic almost acts like it's wanting to get away from the granulating medium. Get a gallon of that stuff. Yeah, no lie, because isn't that cool down in there? It's awesome looking. And when you run out, you just buy more. I'm assuming one of the reasons it's working like this is because, well, I have to assume this because the background is real wet. Now, I'm not sure what'll happen if I pick this up and move it. I'm going to try that real quick because a lot of the water now has been absorbed. Okay, you can see the magicals down here where the granulation medium has moved them. That's very cool. And I'm only putting it like a drop at a time. So there's not a huge amount of granulation medium on here, but you can see where it's moving because it's moving everything with it. That is majorly cool right there. Yeah, I'm glad Cass turned us onto it too, Eileen. I should give her credit because the reason I ordered the granulation medium was entirely because of Kathy Arbor. And if you're not familiar with Kathy Arbor, she's just look for Kathy Arbor on YouTube. Kathy with a K, KTHYARBOUR. I promise you, if you go to her streams, you will learn something at every one of them. And last week's was really, really cool. Because Lena came on and they painted together, and it was way cool. All right, now I'm starting to throw things, so you know Eileen has been a success. All right, and then what Eileen made me buy, surprise, surprise, these walnut ink crystals. These you just dissolve with water, hot water, which I'm not using hot water, but dissolve it in hot water, and it will give you a walnut stain, and it's really pretty. And you can turn it into a spray. I'm just going to go ahead in here and sprinkle some. I might have to add more water, but why not? We can't dance. I love this walnut stain. I haven't made any into an ink for my dip pens yet. I've just been too busy. Busy doing nothing. Okay. It didn't do much in the granulation fluid, Eileen. I mean, it's starting to dissolve, but very, very slowly. I suspect it's going to behave better with water. How did I know that? And the acrylic should keep moving as long as I keep it wet. It's only when it dries will it not move anymore. I got these spoons from Fib sent them to me. Amanda sent them to me, and they're really cute, and I imagine you can find them on Amazon. But the first one says it's a drop. So if you need a drop, this is a smidgen. This is a pinch. This is a dash. And this is a tad. And I kept her address and her name on here because I knew if I took it off, I wouldn't remember. So I have to be careful that I don't show her address. But yeah, she sent these to me. And I don't know where she got them. But this little tiny one has been so useful. Now throw salt on it. Look at Eileen telling me all this cool stuff. I'm loving this right now, the way it is. Let me pull out so you guys can kind of see. I'll get the salt down. right now she's just making sure that I have pulled everything I own out of my cupboards because that's what makes Eileen the happiest. And look at me. I'm so compliant. I'm doing it. Now the thing with salt, Eileen, is when I put the salt on it, we'll have to put it aside and let it dry because salt doesn't work if you hurry up the drying process. But salt on here may look really cool. So if we're done adding, I'm not done yet because before I do this, I want to sop up some of this down here. Because otherwise it just looks like two great big hairy blobs. I'm not crazy about the big old hairy blobs. And I'm going to add 1 drop of granulation while it's still wet. And in here too. Break that up a little bit. Ah, this is cool looking. You got your little spoons on Wish. There you go. You're making a casserole. I'm loving this. I wish you guys could see. I want to, like, because I'm looking on my screen, and I'm going to pull you down really, really close so you can see some of the really excellent parts. Like, look at that right there. Like, you're right now 4 inches above my table. And if you order stuff on Wish, it just takes like a couple weeks to get it. But look at that. Does that not make your mouth water? It takes 2 or 3 weeks to get them, but it's really cheap. And their products, as far as I'm concerned, have been decent quality. But just remember, Wish is from China. So you are buying completely Chinese products that they stole our intellectual property to create. So isn't that incredible? I know, right? It's just like you want to lick it. It's like the most beautiful creation ever. I am so in love with that right now. So yeah, this is what you get when you throw everything plus the kitchen sink. I'll move you down here where you can see where the green. Now this is how the Magicals behaved. I'll give it a second. And a lot of this is going to be stuff that you probably already own, okay? The only thing I had to buy special for this was the granulation fluid, really. It's water, Magicals, which I already had, the ink crystals, which Eileen made. Well, if Eileen has made you buy as much junk as she's made me buy, you'll have it too. Yeah, but Elaine, I have gotten very good at looking for the made in China stuff. Yeah, I'm excited. I may have to end up buying that damn book, Eileen, and I was really trying not to. So, yeah, I'm gonna leave this one, Eileen. I don't want to jack with this. I like this just the way it is. It's so awesomely gorgeous. Let's create a new one and do salt on it. Okay? Like cakey brushes that are made in the USA. Yeah, right. Never mind, Ian. But yeah, for like a lot of things, if you just look, you can still find the American version of that product. You might pay 20 to 30 cents more, but I'm okay with that because I love when Americans have jobs. Just saying. All right, I'm going to slide this over. I'm so afraid. You know what? I'm going to get like a... Hang on, you guys. Indulge me a minute. I have these plastic cutting mats. I'm going to try and slide it off on that so I can move it without disrupting it too darn much, right? That's my goal here. Wish me luck. So far, so good. So far, so good. All right, now it's just going to have to air dry. All right, we're going to start a new one because that was so much fun. I will get out some more paper towel. These are just paper towels that I've used before that I didn't throw away. We just had to go to 7 stores before we could find a snow shovel. Julie, I love you. If I haven't told you lately, I really love you. The fact that you would do that makes me love you more. Okay, I'm going to put the salt aside, but we're going to use it again. Okay, new piece of paper. We're still going to use the Magicals that we've got here. Look at how quick they dried. So I'm going to water them up again. Take the lid off, goofball. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get the paper wet this time. Well, I did last time too, but this is a whole lot easier way to do it. And I'll wet the back, so we don't have to deal with that curl so much. I should be using the big spray. Okay. We're not going to worry about the paper already having stuff on it. It'll disappear or it won't. Okay. Woot. Finally found one at Menards. We don't have Menards that I'm aware of in Oklahoma. However, Desert Nana told me we now have Ollie's in Tulsa. And I've never been to an Ollie's. I'm just going to use these same colors. I just won't do it quite so organized this time. I'll just smash them on here. Not exactly smack and dragon, but because I can't do that, I'm challenged. I'm just using them up to use them. I love these colors together. Brown, green, blue. Yeah. Love them. All right. I'm wondering if I should just put some, sprinkle some Magicals on here. I'm going to go ahead. I think I remember the colors that we used. I'm going to wet it again. I want it really, really wet. We're going to do the same thing, only I am going to use some little bit of the powders. Because that's amazing. Ollie's has a wonderful book section with huge discount prices. Uh-oh, Eileen's yelling at me. Eileen, you have my phone number. Add some walnut crystals to the paint. I didn't. I suck. I'm sorry. Just hit that. I'll add the walnut crystals to the brown. How about that? I have to pay attention to Eileen. She's really going to yell at me. I'm going to pick a day here really soon. Not this week for sure, but maybe next week. I'm going to, if the weather's good, that's one thing I have to say, is if the weather's good, I will try and maybe get to Tulsa next week. Because next week we don't have any plans at all. Tomorrow we go to Joplin for Robert's follow-up appointment, which I'm excited about. This is the last one where we only have to go every 2 months. She said next time she'll spread it out a little further because he's 2 years out from his leukemia. So that's a milestone that I think we're both really happy about. His anniversary, I think, was actually January 31st. So, yeah. So, yay for Robert Vaughn. Hi, Mickey. Yeah, so I don't know how long she'll let us go between appointments now. My guess is it will be probably only 3 months, but still just not having to go all the time like we've been having to go. We would go anyway, so I need to just shut up because sometimes you just got to get out of the house. So you remember how much you really don't like other people. Thanks, Dorothy. Yeah, it is. It's a milestone, you know, and when I think about it, it's just like, where the heck did that 2 years go? I'm doing the granulation fluid now, Eileen. I did the walnut crystals in the brown. Yeah, where the heck did that 2 years go? I remember sitting in the hospital or sitting out in the parking lot talking to Dee Dee on the phone. Like, that just seems like yesterday. It doesn't seem like that long ago. All right, it doesn't seem like there's that much going on. I tried to put it right in the areas where I dropped the powder to see how it would react with the powders themselves. But I think they have to be fully dissolved so you can get the results that you might want. But that blue in there, that's turning awesome looking. Reason to celebrate Happy Dance. Yeah, we had decided that we would wait and do Valentine's Day because Robert got really bad news like the day before Valentine's Day. So we decided to wait and do Valentine's Day when we went to Joplin. So tomorrow we're going to take ourselves out for a really nice meal and have a really nice day. And I may or may not even shop for, who am I BSing? I'm going to go shopping. Can you see that? It's much smaller scale on this one, but it's still really cool. So we'll just have a nice celebration tomorrow. If China stopped manufacturing goods, the whole world will come to a grinding halt. They were commissioned because they had no regulations. That's the problem there. I'm just going to keep adding until, I'll pick up and add and move until I get something that really, really gets me excited. I might want to try the acrylic ink again. Those walnut crystals are like worse than magicals, you guys. As far as like a little bit goes a long way, do not get carried away with those bad boys. They take over your whole world. Oops. And I know this isn't focusing that great, so I'm sorry for that. I'll pull out a little bit. Did I miss the swatch of the graph tint? You did, but it's right here. So while that's just sitting there doing its magic or its non-magic, whichever it's doing, I'll show you the graph tint again. Here's the tin. I don't know how many different colors they come in, you guys. I bought the 24 set. Don't remember what I paid. And these are the colors that are in this set. And they're very muted. I'm going to, maybe next week, I'll draw a picture and paint using these because I'm excited to do that. I actually forgot about them. And that just sucks when you just forget stuff. I'm sure there's more of that in my future, so I probably should just get used to it, right? Let me see if I can get the lid off this. I'm going to try this metallic. Acrylic ink. I'll try it up here. Because I don't know what to expect from the metallic. This is the FW Pearlescent Waterfall Green. So I'm not a huge metallic fan, frankly, but I do want to see if the granulation is going to work on it. Might as well. Actually not doing anything at all. It's just sitting there being a little blob. Now I'm just going to move some of that metallic into that blob of water there. But yeah, if you have the metallic acrylic inks, don't waste them. Not going to do a thing. They're just going to sit there and be a blob. I'm picking them up now. And I'll move some of the surrounding color in there to take over. I'm going to sop up the excess and go back in and rework it. And then when I get it re-wet, I'll go ahead and add the salt. Here's how pretty those walnut ink are on their own. They're really pretty, you guys. And I'm sure you can make them as dark or as light as you want. I remember Lena did a beautiful line with the graph tint. Yes, she did, Scooby. All right. Just thinking what else I want to add here. I'm going to add some water real quick. If it dries too much, I think you're not going to get the same effect. I could be wrong. I could be absolutely full of crap, which I am sometimes. But don't tell Robert that. Because I've got him convinced that I'm never wrong. I'm going to add the salt. Yeah, I really like these too. These are, it's just something you can never recreate this. So it's definitely going to be one of a kind. On the next one, let's use bright colors. And then I will cut them in circles and send them to Dee Dee for planets. The girl is in terrible need of planets. She has like 0 planets right now. Dee Dee, have no worries, my friend. They are coming to you. And I'm going to put my new tape on the back. So yeah, we're going to make some yellow, orange. We're going to make some bright colored planets for you, girly girl. The paper is holding up well. It's not terribly thick, so it's not like having cardboard on something. But yeah, the paper's holding up really well. Now we're going to put salt on it. You know what I need to do is buy some more of those cutting mats, because moving this when it was so wet, that worked like a complete charm. So I need to put that on my list. In fact, I'm going to do it right now while I'm thinking about it, because if you guys know how bad I am about forgetting things, I always think I'm going to remember them, but I won't. But that worked really good for moving stuff. So I'm going to actually get some of those. What tape? You want to see the tape I got? This is, how do you convince you're never wrong? I know I'm never wrong, but I can't convince my husband of that. Okay, I'll tell you the secret to convincing men that you're never wrong is you get them first to agree that any combined living situation needs rules, and you get them to say correct. And then they say correct. And so the next thing you say is, okay, I already have rule number 1. And rule number 1 is girls make the rules. So if they can agree that you need a set of rules, and rule number 1 is girls make the rules, it doesn't matter what other rules you have, you're always right. It works for me every time. Here's the tape. It's, I think, 4 inches wide. Patty Tully Parrish used this, and when I saw it, I was just like, holy crap, I've got to have it. It's 4-inch wide, double-sided tape. Actually, Z has this in her shop right now. I saw it this morning. I got this from Amazon, and it's kind of pricey. I think that roll was like $25, 24, something like that. Anyway, yeah. So Yeah, so when any man acts stupid, all you have to do is say, what was rule number 1? And then they'll remember, oh my God, that's right. Girls make the rules. Yeah, it was $24. Yours would never agree to that. Robert just laughs at me. He changes the rules all the time. I'll say, Robert, what is rule number 1? Boys make the rules. Yeah, right. Do you know how stupid you look saying that? All right. Hopefully this will dry quickly. This in there, that is a puddle. That's not going to dry by tomorrow even. So we're going to suck some of that up. Janet, you didn't buy Prima watercolor pencils, did you? I haven't yet, Dee Dee. They weren't on Z's shop anymore. But then Piccola found them for like $8.99 at Joann's on sale, but I don't know how long the sale's going to last. So it's like, I don't know if I should hurry and buy them now, or if I should implement the 24-hour rule and see if I can talk myself out of it by tomorrow. Oh, Dee Dee, you don't have to do that. No, Dee Dee, you're too kind and generous. No, you need to have those. Do the typical magicals and see if it works as good as the magical paint. Okay, I'm going to do that on the next one, Eileen, because this one I'm kind of liking a lot. The granulation down in here is really awesomely cool. And right in here. And the thing I'll do with these papers, you guys, is if I don't like the whole sheet, I end up cutting it up and using it for trash art. I did that this weekend again. I was going to throw a bunch of stuff away because I cleaned the kids' room and put all my art stuff away, you guys. I was so proud of myself on Saturday. Okay, we're going to do different colors this time. Totally different colors. Do I have any more? All right, got to get some new paper towel. We're going to use bright colors this time. Too late, packaged. Oh my God. I'm paying attention, Eileen. Do the typical magicals and see if it works as good as the magical paint. I'm going to do that, only we're going to do it with, excuse me, different colors this time, Eileen. And I might have to cut more paper, and that's fine too. Oh no, here, I've got more paper towel. And it's bright colors already. Okay. Let's pick our colors before we get too crazy. What colored planets you want, Dee Dee? Tweet them? Okay, I'll just take, I'll scan them and send you just the file, Eileen. When they're totally dry, I'll just scan them for you. You thought boys made the rules? No, 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 Mary Berry. Rule number 1. Girls make all the rules all the time. Along with girls control the money all the time. And that shouldn't even have to be a rule. That should just be a given. Okay, bright colors. Let's try, I like orange, pink, and yellow a lot. The paper towel is pretty, yeah. I don't remember what we were doing when that paper towel got made. I might be sad that I'm going to wreck it now, but I have so much of it around here. It's just like at some point you have to go, enough is enough is enough. All right, here we go. Move the magicals out of the way. Okay, we're doing orange, pink, and yellow. Bright, bright, bright colors. Wet the back so you don't get the curl. And I don't know if you guys noticed last time. It worked. Woohoo! All right, let's do yellow first. Deb, we're using an inexpensive watercolor paper. It's called Color It. I got it off of Amazon, and when you order it, you get it like in 2-packs or something. I think it was a 2-pack, but it was really inexpensive. So I don't mind just messing with it, you know, experimenting on it, because I don't have anything invested. And I have quite a bit of water on here. So let me get focus, you freak, nearby, so maybe it'll focus. Did you see the pic of Janet in her trash castrated? That was funny, Eileen. That was funny. It was just, how'd you get a picture of my house? It's not that bad. And especially, it's a lot better now since I cleaned the kids' room, because one of the things I do is I store a lot of stuff in what I call the kids' room. It's where the kids sleep when they come here. And a lot of days, if I'm not going to, or I think I'm going to use something again or something, I may not put it away. I just set it in there. You need one, Queen Pam? Make sure I get your address, and I'm going to make up another batch here soon, so I'll see that you get one. These are going to make awesomely pretty planets, Dee Dee. I'm going to pull you guys down so you can kind of see more of the reaction better. Hubs gave up asking about purchases. He's a smart man. All right. I'm going to go ahead and, oh, I let my little mini mister run out. That's all right. Maybe a silly question, but what is the difference between Brusho and Magicals? Elizabeth, I'm not sure that I really know, other than both of them are pigments in powder form. Both are water soluble. The Brushos are more like watercolors, and they are not permanent when dry. The Magicals have some crazy property in them that if you get them fully dissolved, Magicals are permanent. But let me see if I can pick out a place. See right in here where all that magical powder is just sitting there and it's not fully dissolved yet. If I re-wet that, that is going to reactivate. So that's the biggest single difference between them. No, I'm good right now, honey. Thank you. And maybe somebody in chat might be able to expound further and tell you the difference in the properties. And I'm sure the color is different. The Magicals come in both shimmery and flat. I only have, well, I don't want to say I only have flat, but I ordered mostly the flat ones because I'm not a shimmery girl. And the shimmery ones that I got, they tend to take over everything. Eileen, this is the weirdest thing, but even when it's dissolved in the water, I don't see the granulation fluid doing a whole lot. Now, maybe I've got to wait for it to change its behavior, but that is really weird. It doesn't look like it's changing anything. On this one, I know one thing I'm going to add. I'm going to add some, now I just said I don't like shimmery, but the Grab a Guy Gold, this is what Dorothy's thinking about doing for that guy who's taking a shower with his window open across the street from her. Grab a Guy Gold, which is shimmery. I think I'm going to add some of this. Okay, Amy's saying she loves the shimmery, but Amy is a girly girl. I will give her that. Amy is a girly girl. She likes shimmer. She likes girly girl. And we still get along. Okay, I'm adding some of this Grab a Guy Gold. And really, I'm adding like so minute amount because if I get this re-wet, you guys, the shimmer goes everywhere. And I'm so not kidding you. It is different with different color pigments, the way granulation reacts. That could very well be the case, Gabler. We do get along. She's a girly girl and I'm not a girly girl. I didn't when I tried it. Only works with magical paint. Okay, so there you go. So now we've got a, Didi, what other color do you want on your planets? Because the granulation fluid, if it's working, I sure can't tell. And some colors do granulate better than others. That's a given. And when this dries, I can flick water on it and make it like spotted, kind of polka dot. I think that is why the book makes brusho paints. Okay. But it worked fine with the, you want lime added to it. Look at Dee Dee going outside the box there. That girl, leave it to Dee Dee. And I do have a luscious lime color. So here we go. I'm not getting carried away, CB. Maybe. Now, there's something about how it is behaving that's really different. Can you see? I don't know. It's really weird. Really, really weird. I don't even know how to describe it. This is probably Amy's husband yelling pelican at me. Be sure to add some ink. Okay, I will. You can't see the lime? Oh, the lime's there. I just haven't sprayed it with water. I need to go get some water in my little mini mister to really activate it. But yeah, it's in there. I didn't want it to all become green, so I just did it very little bit. All right, let's see here. What did I tell you? I told you that that message that just came on my phone was Amy's husband yelling pelican at me. And it was predictable. The boy is predictable. And there's a story behind pelican, is why he yells pelican at me. Funny man. Funny, funny man. It's okay, Amy. Yeah, see, I didn't put too much because I was afraid the lime would really take over. So now I'll go ahead and I'll add a little bit of the walnut, I think. And then we're going to try some more granulation and see if it's going to work. You thought brushos had more colors in their granules, Ian. I noticed that when I used them. See, I've never used brushos. Belinda, I don't know. Hi, by the way. I don't know if Pearl X is permanent. I'm going to guess no. The lime and the coconut. You want me to sing the song? You know we're 70 girls, Didi. Okay, I've done better this time, not getting carried away. CB gets a little bit upset with me that way. You'll have some little bit of dark in here. These are going to be pretty planets when we're done. All right. Let me move my junk around here. There aren't any really cool places on this one. Well, I do like this up here. But there aren't any really, really cool places on here where I can point at it and say, oh, look at that. That's really cool. This one's just, the circles will be amazeballs when I'm done. Sauerkraut juice, earworm. Yeah, there you go. Need a shot of vodka in there. Well, Eileen didn't bring the vodka today. I don't know why. She normally does. That's her contribution. And I'm putting this kind of where the powder is, just because I want them to dissolve a little bit more. Okay, now the lime green, it must be a really good granulation color, because as soon as I dropped it in that pile of green there, it started behaving differently. So it probably could very well be the pigments are going to respond different. Add the ink. I just did. Oh, you're saying the acrylic ink? Dee Dee, she never pays attention. All right. I'm going back. I'm going to find add ink. Okay, you're talking about acrylic ink. That's all I need. A bunch of old wenches. Walnut. I just did, Dee Dee. Look it. I added the walnut inks. They're in there. Jeez. You've been hanging around Eileen too long. Like the last one. Oh my God. The Magicals are not inks. Good grief. No, that was the walnut ink I added. I should drink before I let her be in charge. I'll remember that the next time. Drink before putting her in charge. Don't let me forget that next time. I didn't want to put a lot in it because it would take over all the pretty colors. Make it move it. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more. See, a little bit just went way too far. There too. Now CB's going to yell at me. Too many people yelling at me. All right, make it move then. I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best. And when it turns too brown, I don't want to hear you two whining. I'm doing the granulation now. So hopefully it'll behave like the spit on it. There you go, Joycey. Shake it, girl. Now see, I don't like that brown moving in there. So I'm going to pick some of that up. Now I'll make it move the other way. I'm not a drinker, but I may start. I don't want a bunch of mud. And I wanted Dee Dee's planets bright colored. No mail today, Robert Vaughn.
I know.
Okay.
I just raised the garage door.
You can see the granulation fluid. It is separating, but it's not nearly as noticeable. That brown is very bossy. Yes, it is, Kat. Dee Dee said, hi, scissor hands. Need me to bring you a glass of wine. Bring the whole bottle.
Tell her I.
She heard you. Looks like flowers exploded. Yeah. See, isn't it different from where we started to where we're at now? It's just like, oh, this is really strange. One thing, now I'm going to look. The acrylic ink on the first one. I'm looking. Yeah, the acrylic ink did look really cool. So I'm going to get some orangish yellow acrylic paint and see if I can get it to separate like it did on that first one, because he's already gone, Eileen. I'll tell him you said that. You like this? I was going to put some acrylic. Oh, this is really orange. I didn't want really orange. I wanted that yellow orange ink. I want it bright for you, Dee Dee, because this is all going to just smoosh together. Where is the darker of the two? Here we go. I wonder if India ink would do the same thing. You want to try some India ink too? Like Bombay? Oh, another thing that we could try. Okay, I've got two other ideas that we're going to have to try. Set aside, leave it alone, start a new one. Oh my God, Dee Dee's screaming at me now. Woohoo! Okay. I brought two mats the last time, so I don't have to go get another one. This one actually has a fluorescent feel to it. This orange yellow down here, orange yellow pink down in here, that really is looking fluorescent, but it's not nearly as pretty as it should be, in my humble opinion. I'm going to make it this move if it freaking kills me. All right, I'm going to set it aside, Dee Dee. Nothing like having two bossy wenches in your house. All right, hopefully that won't move too much. If it gets too ugly, Dee Dee, we'll start over. All right, I need some more paper. Those went fast. Oh, that's right. We used the first one. With the portfolios. All right, I'm just cutting paper real quick. Here off to the side because I got no room on my table now. Mad scientist, exactly. Patty Tully Parrish is a mad scientist. She's so much fun though when she does it. Okay, and while we're having a down minute here, I just thought of something and I wanted to talk to you guys about it. For those of you that were at Dee Dee's this morning, Osgran Jen came in, and Osgran Jen is our friend from Australia. For those of you that don't know, has experienced a terrible tragedy in her life. I don't feel like it's my place to be specific about the tragedy, but it is horrible. It's heartbreaking. My heart is absolutely broken for her. She called yesterday from Oz and told me all about it. And then she did go ahead and say it on Twitter as well. But today when I finish my stream, I'm going to look into putting together a PayPal donation site for her. So I'm not ready to announce it, but just so you guys know, for right now, I am planning on doing that for her and her family. I think the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to notify all the other streamers and tell them how it's going to happen. But right now I'm looking at a PayPal donate button. Yeah, because I don't know what their needs are. And so this way they can use it in the best way to help the entire family, whether it's travel for family, expenses, whatever they need. But just be prepared and don't sit around wondering, oh, should I send a card? Should I do this? Should I do that? I'm going to put something together and I will have it together by tomorrow morning. If you still feel like you want to send a card, we have a policy throughout our group that we never give out addresses. So If you want to send a card, you can send it to my address. I will batch them up and send them to her. She's in for a long, long process. And Teresa made a card to send her and Squiz from the Fib community. So, but if you feel compelled, you want to send something on your own, use my address and I will batch them up and send them to her. And no need to send postage or anything like that. I will pay the postage to get them sent on. So, but I will do the PayPal thing too. So I just wanted you guys to be aware that we are doing something, or I am doing something, and I've talked to Dee Dee about it. Yeah, we are definitely going to get something together to help Jen and her family. So just keep that in the back of your mind. I will be making some sort of announcement on Twitter and Facebook probably tomorrow. I don't necessarily think we have to keep it a secret from Jen. Kim, I'm trying to think how to get you my address. Are you on Twitter? Do you use any other social media besides YouTube? Because you can get a hold of me through direct message on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. They all have private message features on them. You're on Twitter? Okay. DM me directly on Twitter, and I will get you my address. And I'm on Facebook. On Facebook, I'm Janet Merle Halverson Young. Contact me over there on Messenger. And yeah, I'll see that you get my address. Just Facebook. Okay, well, my email is out there too. So let me put my email into chat, and anybody who wants to grab it can, because yeah, my email is already out there. And if you want to send money, it's all good. Don't sell that email address. So there, now you can email me as well. And if you want my address, I'll go ahead and see that you get it. How about that? Because if I have too many people that I need to get in touch with, yeah, that's when the whole process is going to fall apart and go to hell in a handbasket. Are there a lot of Halversons out there? There are, Joycey. Not necessarily related to me, because it is a Scandinavian name, and Scandinavians used a patriarchal naming system. So if your father's name was Halver, for example, you became Halver's son. And when they moved to America, some of them did that, kept their father's, the patriarch naming system, and some used the town that they came from. So yeah, best use Janet's PayPal. She's going to set up for Jen. Yeah, I will I looked quickly right before I came on to see how it works. And I think I can get a donate button on my PayPal. And then all the money just goes into that donate box. And then when it's all done, I can just simply PayPal that direct to Jen. And it's the easiest, cleanest way. Now, one thing about that PayPal donate button, they do take 2.9% plus a 30-cent fee. So, for example, on $100, it would be what, $3.20 or something like that. So it's not a huge fee. Yeah. Yeah, and you set it up through whoever is setting it up, and then you can put that donate button on an email, on a blog, on anything. So I still have a learning curve to figure that out, but it can be done. I've checked, so we're good. All right, what are we going to do next, Eileen, now that I've got the business out of the way? Can we also do art? Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah, Queen Pam, I think any way we can let Jen know that we're thinking about her and her family and supporting her at this time can do nothing but good. And another thing, I don't know, the one thing I would ask is, I believe, and I'm a huge believer in the power of prayer. So if you're a person who prays, I think probably one of the best things you can do for Jen right now is pray to give her strength and peace. Art for Jen, hashtag Art for Jen would be awesome, Queen Pam. Let me write that down. Okay, that's great. But honestly, the one thing I absolutely believe is prayers can't hurt. In my opinion, they can only help. And Jen could use your prayers for peace and strength right now. She's gonna need it. It is fire related. No, it is not fire related in any way. It's a family issue that I just don't feel like it's my job to put out there. Jen has put it out there herself, but I'm not comfortable doing it. So do the first paper you did again. Dee Dee wants it. Okay. So what was the first one we made? Where's? All right. So we're going to use the same colors, the blue, the green, and the brown. Lost all numbers. Oh, okay. We're going to use the same colors then, because those actually did work really good, and I can use the same spaces in the palette. Woot woot. All right, so here we go. We got, was it, yeah, it was the Buku green. I'm just going to scoop it out. It's just so much easier. Ooh, I made a lot with that one. Woot woot. And I think, yeah, this was, I'm sure this is brown I used. A lot of red in this brown. Okay, cool. Add a little bit of dirty water. And I lost my little, nope, there it is. My little stir toothpick. I probably shouldn't be doing this on top of the paper that I'm going to work on, right? Duh. So Eileen, when you did this, did you do it with Brushos? Do you have the Brushos? I don't have the Brushos, and I'm not going to buy them. So don't even start with me, because I know that's what's coming next. We need to do this again. Buy the Brushos. I can hear it. I already know. That white does take a while to dissolve, you guys. It really does. Okay, Dee Dee, when I send this to you, do you want me to cut it into circles already? I will put the tape on it so you can have it into stickers immediately. Do you want me to cut it for you too? You don't like the Brushos? Okay, good. Whew. Dodged a bullet there. Yeah, baby. All right, I'm going to try and recreate that first one almost exactly. So I got the paper. I'm going to spray the back, eliminate the curl. I'm getting it really wet, you guys. Really, really, really wet. Sorry if it's blurry because of the white, but we're going to, no, I can punch, just fold and send. Okay. I will do that. But I will make sure you've got the cool tape on the back so you can just stick her away, girl. All right, remind me what we did, Eileen, because I'm not sure I'm going to remember. I know I added acrylic paint. Got green acrylic. They do dissolve nicely. That's one thing I will say. And then remind me, don't let me forget that on the next one, I want to try the Bria Reese watercolor inks. Acrylic ink and granulations. Okay. I think I did the granulation before I added the inks. So we're going to try and do it the exact same. And I did it while it was still wet because I remember seeing the dots. My poor Focus You Freak tag is getting a workout today. I've sprayed it like 3 times. Okay, the green, this Buku, what is it called? Mercedes Buku mint, that granulates really, really nicely. Really nicely. And the blue does too, I will say that. Whatever, geez. Look at her. She's getting her panties in a wad big time now. Yeah, because you can definitely see, I don't know if you guys can, but that green really granulates nicely. So it could very well be, of course, we haven't done any other colors than this in the paint. So, all right. And I'm pretty sure this was the green that I used. I'm going to try not to get too darn much of it in one place. Was this, I don't remember if I did the lines on that one or not. I have to go look. Yeah, I did. That ended up with a lot of brown right in the center. I'm going to try and not let that happen again, but yeah, big difference with the magical paints. Yeah, I agree, Eileen. The result is vastly different. Now, it's the acrylic paint where the granulation fluid makes it really start separating out seriously. This one's going to be a lot of green. A lot of green. I'm not sure that you guys are seeing the colors accurately. Let me see if I close this without as much light, if you guys get more accurate color depiction. We'll see. There you go. Yeah, I think that's better color depiction right there. I forget that I need to close that blind. It just makes it real dark in here. All right. And then what did we do, Eileen? We put a little bit of these walnut ink granules on there. Yeah, see, when it drops a big hunk like that, you're going to end up in trouble. All right, I'm going to pull this down so you guys can see it. Honestly, Eileen, I think the acrylic ink is working better than anything, which I have a ton of acrylic ink. But I'm going to pull you guys down real close so you can see. Let me pick the best place. Up here, I think. Up there. I'm going to get the walnut inks a little wet. It's really cool looking. It's not wanting to focus because there's not that much there to focus on. I'm getting a bad glare from the overhead light. I know that. Okay, I'm going to pull you out so I can see if I can get this to move some more. This green in here is really separating out nicely. Hi, Kathy. The medium is fun. I surprised y'all. Don't remember when I used this with my PH Martin acrylic ink last night. Yeah, I don't remember seeing that either. And since I just got it, of course, I won't remember what I did a week from now, so it's all good. It's really pretty. I almost want to add another color in this. It's got like the green, that brown that's looking yellow on here. That is really brown. But I'm thinking I'm going to add some more of it. It's really cool. Really, really cool. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. Might be easier. We'll see. I don't know if it's going to work or not. I'm going to splatter some of the brown that I made into paint. I'm going to splatter some of this to get it back in there, and then it won't be overpowering. Yeah, that's good. Little bit of splatter is always good. Don't you know? Yeah, I got granulation medium, Kathy, and I'm having a lot of fun playing with it. Can you see this in here, this like green river? I think more than anything, it started granulating with the magicals, like these over here are the magicals, and it pushes all the pigment out. But in here with the acrylic ink, it really leaves cool deposits of pigment. It really does. It's just awesome looking. And then in here is kind of where it all settled to. So I don't know if I added something to that, what would happen. So I guess the best way to find out is just do it. Yeah, see, it's not doing anything. That's so weird. So weird. So now it's just got a little blob of blue there, and that's okay. So when you buy the granulation medium, you guys, buy two, because the first one you're going to use just experimenting and playing with. But it is way cool looking. It is way cool looking. I almost don't want to change this one. This one needs to be stay as one sheet. It shouldn't be cut up because it's so cool. It's a good nebula, right, Dee Dee? Who would have thought? I could put Nebula Maker on my resume now. Nebula Extraordinaire. That is because Janet has been in her own space for a while. You saw something interesting. I'm sure you would already know it. If it was a set of letters in a case, and the uppercase letters were in top case, and the lowercase were in the bottom. I'm not sure about that. Are you talking, was it a box of rubber stamps? Bye, Gail. You want to be at that interview? I kill it at job interviews. They think I'm like the nicest person on the planet. Little do they know, I'm a serial murderer at night. All right, I'm thinking I should move this one aside. This one definitely looks like a nebula in there. I wonder, okay, since we're just playing and it doesn't really matter, and Dee Dee's all into the nebula crap right now, I'm going to, that's how they got these names, no typeset like you did. Oh, okay, I know what you're saying, Kat. Yeah, that they kept the uppercase in the upper cabinets, lowercase and lower. Yes, I did know that, actually. My boss had the most beautiful typesetting cabinet in his house. I would have given anything to have that typesetting cabinet. It was absolutely gorgeous. And he took it out of the plant that, you know, we all worked at. I didn't work at the plant, but my work went to the plant. Anyway, yeah, I did know that, actually. Nebula crap, geez. All right, I'm out of, well, maybe I can use some chipboard. I have chipboard here. Maybe I could use it to move things on because I'm out of cutting boards. This one is very cool. I'll pull out so you can hopefully see kind of the whole thing because it is very cool. And this is showing up so much more than it is in real life. Okay, here's what we're going to do with that. Just because we can. This one's going to take about a week to dry. I might have to pick some of that up. But you can see it separating out the, you guys got to try this. You just got to try it. I did try shimmer. Kathy, it did absolutely nothing. Nothing. It was just like, if anything, I would say it repelled it. It was more like a resist than anything. Yeah, now that's starting to look cellular right there. That's awesome. That's what I love. I'm going to pick some of that up. So we can get some of it. We used salt on one of them too, Kathy. Now that I've got some of that excess moisture out of there, I'm going to put another drop in there and see if I can get it to build cells. Yeah, we used one and we put salt on it. We've used acrylic ink. I want to use that Ria Reese watercolor ink next. Looks like a peacock feather under a microscope. Yeah, it is something like that. I tried the Brass Fine by Golden, and it was awesome. The Brass Fine by Awesome. Were you using the acrylic, oh, what, liquid acrylics? The really thin ones, Kathy? Because I'm using the more thicker FW. And the other metallic one I used was, which one was it? Oh, that was the Magicals. I'm going to move this out. But see, now that it's starting to do that, I want to sop up some more of that and get more of it. Okay, we're just going to do it because we can. This is really fun to play with, though. I will say that. Like right in there, that is awesome. That needs to be cut out all by its own self. And I guess the longer it sits, the more it works, because can you guys see in here now? It looks like a picture of Earth from space, really. A nebula, Latin for cloud or fog. Nebula, nebulas. It's an interstellar cloud of dust, hydrogen, helium, and other ionized gases. Look at Dee Dee going out and getting her PhD in nebula while I'm streaming. God wants us to dust. That is so not true, Dee Dee. That is just not true. I'm not going to believe that God wants us to dust. I think that's the devil messing with us. All right, I'm going to set this one aside because it's got some very cool parts on it. Do you guys want to see how they've settled out? What's happened to them after they sit for a minute? Because this one's still wet in the middle, but boy, did the cells in this one are really cool. Kind of reminds me of paint pouring. You get that same kind of effect without the big ass mess. This was the first one, and the brown all kind of settled right here. So I'm going to pick that up real quick. It's not dry yet. I'm going to slap some more stuff on it because I can. Oh, you guys can't see the whole thing. Sorry, I'm in too close. Okay, this is after it sat for what, half an hour or more than that, really. Now, it's not going to do anything, I don't think, where it's not wet. I'm pretty sure it won't do anything where it's not wet. We're going to try, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not going to do anything. But anywhere where it's still wet, it will reactivate and get stuff moving again. Yeah, this one has some awesome places in it. I don't think I like it as an entire piece on its own, but there are places in it that are amazing. So I guess the goal here is to create something that is amazing the whole way, not just pieces of it, right? It has to be wet, yes. And that's why I went ahead and did it right there in some of the wet areas, because I can still move it. But I don't want to ruin the cool parts that already exist, so I don't want to jack with it too much. And that acrylic right in there had not completely dried yet. And right there. Oh, that's cool. That's way cool. And I don't think on camera that is doing it justice. Macro photograph this. Yeah, I'll do that right after I do my brain surgery tomorrow morning, Mary Beth. Macro photograph this. Dee Dee, you need to explain to her about my photography skills. Could you do that? All right. I'm not going to touch it. Yeah. Mary Beth, Dee Dee will explain to you my photography, my level of photography expertise. And she'll laugh at you when you say macro photography this. She had to threaten me to get me to put some contrast in it. All right, the one with salt, I'm not going to move yet because it's not dry, but the Granulation in it is way cool. But I really think it's the acrylic. I really do. I'm going to try it with the Bria Reese inks right now. We're just going to try that. The Magicals are cool. Okay, you tweeted the case you mentioned. Okay, thank you. Yeah, yep. She has to make me fix my photos. I'm so lame at that. But I've gotten better because I don't want to piss Dee Dee off. Like, I really don't want to piss Dee Dee off. All right, so do we want more bright colors? What colors, Eileen? I don't have a huge selection in this, but I'll come as close as I can. She almost refuses to contrast. See? Oh, boy. I knew she was going to spill the beans. I'm going to do a book called Art in Plain English for Dummies. Thank you, Ian. Blue, green, and orange. Did I not know that was coming? Blue, green, and orange. All right, we're going to do blue, green, and orange in the Bria Reese. I think I have all those colors. I have ultramarine blue. I do have orange. Yep. There's blue and orange, but she probably wants a turquoisey blue if I have it. I have an ocean green, a Kelly green, and a phthalo green. Probably phthalo green. That's going to be the prettiest. I know this ocean green is really, really light, and the Kelly green is really, really Kelly green. And Kelly green is probably my least favorite green, honestly. Well, that's the blue you're going to deal with because the only other blue I've got has glitter in it. If I'd have seen the glitter, I probably wouldn't have bought that crap. All right, those are the blue, green, and orange that we've got, so we're going to use those. All right, and I'm going to do it just like we did the Magicals. I'm going to go ahead and get the paper really, really wet. This all started out with a book on brushes. I know, and you telling me what to do, which shouldn't surprise anybody at all. Okay, I'm going to get the whole paper wet, and we're going to use the inks like we would the Magicals. We're just going to plop it on there and see what happens, and then try the granulation with it. Because if all else fails, we can always get acrylic ink out and see if we can save it. Only problem is I don't know what these words mean. What words are you talking about, Ian? If we don't know the definition, we'll make one up. I'm good at that. Oh. I have not played with these Bria Reese watercolor inks much, but that right there makes me happy all by its own self. I know why these pieces of crap didn't sell too good. You can't get the lids back on. Look at me. I'm not real well, sometimes I'm spastic, but not all the I'm not even gonna jack with that right now. Ain't nobody got time for that. This paper is drying fast, fast, fast. Like a drop of this goes a long, long, long way. I knew that though because I painted in it with in the Beast the other night. So I knew that it's highly, highly concentrated. Now the orange one went on fine. All right. All right, let's quickly try to put some granulation fluid in there and see if we get any reaction at all. This is really wet too. Now, I'm not sure if that's the granulation fluid or if that's just what a regular drop of water would do. When it hits, it would spread all the pigment out. So that's not necessarily the chemical reaction of the granulation. Salt now. Yeah, this one is definitely would be a candidate for salt, right? It's pushed it all into like that dark line there. That's one thing it did. Use brown acrylic inks on it. What paper are we using? We're using some really inexpensive watercolor paper called Color It. All right. Okay, I'm not sure what I want to do now because I can't really tell. I don't think the granulation medium is working like granulation medium. It's pushing the pigment, but it's not granulating it, I guess is the best way to say it. So on this one, actually, Ian may be right. Maybe the best thing for this one is throw some salt on it and let it compartmentalize. I'm still trying to get the lid on this piece of crap. What is with this? Oh my God, I'm getting so frustrated. White vinegar. Throw a bucket of stars on it and perfect. Bucket of stars. Why don't you send me some of those? Oh, there, finally. The star stickers. There. Oh my gosh. Got to be smarter than the dang little. Yeah, I know, Ian. I'm just not sure if I'm done putting stuff on it yet. I can keep it wet though. Here on the edges. Because in the center, it's plenty wet. You don't have to worry about that. Bleach it. Bleach it. What would bleach do, Ian? I have bleach. Should we do? Oh, alcohol would look really good too. Oh, you guys, there's so much stuff, so little time. The alcohols actually are easier to get than the bleach. I have the 91% alcohol. We'll see what it's going to do. I love the alcohol on the experiments I did over the weekend. Now I've got how many different chemicals on here? If this explodes, would somebody call like 911 for me? Use the damn acrylic inks. Oh my God, Eileen is getting a little testy here. And see where the alcohol gets on there, it dries almost immediately. I mean, it evaporates like boom, like that. No, it's not toxic yet. All right, Eileen's saying get out the alcohol inks, but I'm kind of thinking I'm going to set this one aside. I might throw some salt on it when I move it. Because I do actually like this one. Splat the bleach and it will remove the color in the place it splats on. 911, Janet and Monkey Island, go save her. What was Eileen's word of the year? Listen to me. Listen to me. Damn it. Slam it. Okay, I'm moving this one. We're going to start over. Do you want me to use the same inks, Eileen? Because I like this one. I'm going to move it and then I'm going to plop salt on it. And it's very liquid, so it's wanting to move. I'm doing the best I can. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what it's doing because it's really cool. See how it's moved around the alcohol piles? I like that. All right, now I'm going to move it and I'm going to throw salt on it. And we'll see what it comes out like. Hopefully it'll come out like that blue one from the other day, because that one came out so cool looking. This is going to sit here for hours and hours. Where's the salt? What do I do with it? Eileen, where'd you put the salt? You're hiding my crap from me. Okay, popping salt on it right now. Salt on the floor. Okay. I guess the vacuum will have to get the ones that went on the floor before the kitty cat gets them. All right, Eileen, I'm going to listen now. I'm going to go back and see what Eileen's saying because people are laughing at her, which is easy to do. Oh my God, looks like two boobs. It's all fun and games until a star explodes. Exactly, Dee Dee. Then the little green men get released. Boobs. All right. Thanks, Joan. Globules, my work of the decade. All right. We're going to get a new piece of paper out, Eileen. We're going to do it Eileen's way this way, so she can't say that I didn't listen, okay? Am I going to start with the ink, the watercolor ink again? I love this stuff. After I see that, I'm going to do more of that, I promise you. Bye, Belinda. Thanks for coming. I don't have much longer to go here, so that's why Eileen gets one more chance. I'm wondering if the next one, Eileen, we shouldn't just do all acrylic ink. What do you think? She's being bashful now. I'll put Focus You Freak up here so you guys have something to look at anyway. The doctor's TARDIS has a number of features particular to it, notably due to its age and present. The ability to change your appearance. No, Eileen, don't even behave that way. Look at her. She's pouting now. I don't do well with pouting children, Eileen. They go to their room until they can figure out how to act. Do you want to go to your room until you can figure out how to act? I don't think so. Look at Dee Dee, man. She is getting a PhD in some weird kind of knowledge today. You're a Whovian. All right, acrylic ink. The acrylic ink, I think, to me, I think we've had the best results with the acrylic ink, in all honesty. I really do. Here's lime green. We'll do another bright colored one. Yellow. And I haven't used the Amsterdam inks. Let's use the Amsterdam inks this time because I just got these. We're going to do yellow, green, and this is kind of a turquoisey blue, emerald green. Yeah, let's do these. What's Dee Dee drinking? I don't know, but I think she got it from Eileen. Danger, Will Robinson. Okay, here we go. Spray it on the back. Excuse me. To prevent the curl. I don't know. I suppose the amount of water may affect behavior. Just like alcohol, a certain amount of alcohol affects the behavior. I think water affects the behavior too. Okay. We're going to go with I always go from lightest to darkest, usually. This is the Amsterdam inks that I just got at Hobby Lobby sale, and I will be going to Hobby Lobby tomorrow before after Robert's doctor's appointment and before our date. So our date will be just like any other time we go shopping and out to dinner together. Just saying. All right, now the yellow really spread. And when I plopped it, of course, it moved the water out. Maybe that's why the green behaved a little bit differently. Now this green is emerald green. So hopefully it's going to be pretty. Yeah, I'm going to spray with some more water. Because it's got to be able to flow really good, right? This just looks like a circus tent right now. Is Dee Dee out of here? Bye, Dee Dee. I'll talk to you later. Now some granulation fluid. We'll see if these granulate like the other ones. If it doesn't, this is going in the trash. Wow, it's not working like the FW inks. That's so weird. It is not working anywhere near like the FW inks. That is so weird. I wonder what would be the difference. They're both acrylic products. Now this one is finally starting to do some interesting stuff, breaking up into, you know, it's kind of separating out. So that's getting kind of interesting. I think the only thing that's going to save this, Eileen, in honesty, is going to be some of the walnut ink crystals. I'm thinking. I'm waiting to see if anything really cool is going to happen here, but it's really not. You need magical paint. Well, obviously I need magical paint. The longer it sits, though, the more it is moving. And then you got to ask yourself, too, would it behave differently if, and we're going to find out right now because I'm going to get out a little piece of paper and do the experiment over here. If I hadn't added water, you know? So since the light green seems to be the one who's moving the most, we're going to put it on there. We're going to do a drop of granulation fluid on it. Nope. No, it's almost like you need the water. So, yeah, you need the water. I mean, I can see where the granulation fluid is trying to work on it, but you need the water for sure. So there's that. That may be the only answer you get out of this whole thing today. Spray dark green with a bit of water. What is you move the page around and swirl? It's down to the pigment used. Not all colors will granulate. Yeah, Ian, I understand that. When I tried it on craft acrylic, it didn't work, but it worked on artist quality. Okay. Well, there you go, Kathy. It makes me wonder. But the lighter of the two greens is definitely being affected somehow, some way. So I'm going to put some walnut crystals on here just because I love them so much. Now I'm going to spray it with water and put magicals on it and see if there's any hope for this. And if not, it'll just go in the trash and we won't care. We'll call it lesson learned. Get on down the road. Because that's just, it's just behaving so different than the FWs. That's so weird. All right. This is just getting uglier and uglier. Where's some blue? Blue is the answer to everything in my world. Actually, if we add some of the blue ink, if it mixes with the green, I mean the yellow, we end up with green. Okay, now the only thing that can save this is going to be drippage, I think, Eileen. Drippage might save the day. Let it all run together. Pour off the excess. Okay, now see, now you can see some of the granulation. Maybe it was working underneath there and I was just getting impatient or something. Because look at that green. Can you see that green down in there now? How it's all separated out? What inks are these? These are the Bria Reese inks, Kathy, that Hobby Lobby put on sale. I would never have bought them. They were like $5 or $6 each, but then they put them on sale for like $1. And I thought, oh, I'll buy those to play with them because they're highly, highly, highly concentrated. And I would say the quality is excellent, but I would never have paid what they originally were. Maybe they were $4.99. I don't. They were right around $5, but it was just like I am not paying that for that amount of ink. I can get like huge bottles of ink for less than that. So I was just like, nah, I'm not doing that. But yeah, when they put them on sale, I was like, yep, now they're the price that I can afford to play with. Okay, now this is getting better, right, Eileen? That looks like one of those paintings the cat did in the book Dee has. You need a thinner coat, you think. Okay, so water it down first. That's an idea. But now you can see, okay, now this I think is a perfect example. I'm going to go ahead and add some more here in a minute. But I think that's what I was truly expecting. So maybe it is a thinner coat, Kathy. You might be onto something there. I'm going to let some more pour off, and then I'm going to because it hasn't dried enough yet that it shouldn't be affected by it. You know, I mean, if it's going to be affected, it would still be affected. It hasn't dried. Some dog barking out in front of my house. All right, I think you're going to see more. It looks so bad. I know. Spray more water, Devin says. Okay, Devin. I'm going to follow your instructions. I lost my mini mister. Oh, no, there it is. I used the big one. Well, this one could be another one where the I might just have to put salt on it and see what it ultimately does. Just do that. Let's just, because there's really no saving it. This may end up being circle art. So, yeah, because I agree with Eileen. It's pretty but ugly, and there's probably no saving it. So I'm going to pour some salt on this one too. And then because they have to dry naturally, I have to, I'll have to show you those later after they completely dry. But I'm putting salt all over this bad boy. And any moisture that's left, it will either work or it won't. We'll find out. Because that's what we're all about. And then next week, I'm supposed to do a project like this. I don't think that's going to happen, Eileen. All right, did we have one piece of paper left? We have one piece of paper left, and Eileen gets to tell me what the hell to do. Hi, your little red wagon. That's a cute name. Garlic salt on that one. A thinner coat is what Kathy suggests. So I'm wondering, we've got one piece of paper left, and then I'm going to call it a day. Let me put my paper towel down so I don't have such a big, big mess to clean up when this is all said and done. And Kathy, when you were saying that, do you think a thinner coat of the acrylic ink, is that what you think? I'm going to put these Amsterdams away because I was a little disappointed in them. But I have tons of FW ink. So, I mean, I think these are good for drawing or writing, so I'm not disappointed in them. And I only paid, what, $1.74 for them, so who cares? But I really think another thing is I haven't tried India ink. I might have to try a little bit of India ink. Or do you want me to try some more magicals, Eileen? Hi, Gail. The ink, okay. Use purple, you love it so much. Okay. I think, well, you know what? On the FW inks, that was the one color I have a light purple. Okay, we'll use the light purple then. And then I did get in the Amsterdam inks a dark purple, but I'm not loving how the FW ink. So let's do combination magicals and acrylic ink, and I will I'll dilute the acrylic inks. Yeah, this one is a shimmer. That's okay. We'll use it anyway. More magical paints and India ink. I am curious about the India ink. So let's use the Bombay, and I'll save the FW for very last so we can kind of see, because we know how the magicals work. I don't know how the India ink is going to work. So let's pick some colors. I think I want bright colors again, because this is the green India ink. So colors that go with that. Let's go with, Eileen always likes orange, green, and blue. Thinking, guys. All right, we're going to use this really, really pretty pink, which will annoy the hell out of Eileen. Which is not my intent, Eileen. I know you think that, but it's really not my intent. It just happens that way sometimes. Okay, so I'll make some magical paint by just using the powder. When you use that much, it's going to be really intense color, because these things are nothing but pigment. So, yeah, you get a lot of pigment. Yeah, the magical paints work cool. I will say that, Eileen. Not disappointed, and I'm going to have to open this to get clean water because my rinse water is nasty. Nasty. Okay. I'm not using the spoon to mix it because I don't want to get the spoon wet to put it in the other colors. So that's why I have to do it this way. I wish I had Dee Dee's chapstick. Chopstick. Okay. I don't think that had much white in it. So when these dissolve, when this color dissolves, it should be pretty much nothing but pigment. Right. Lena the lurker. Yeah, we're doing granules or granulation medium with magical paint, and we've used acrylics, and we've used watercolor ink, and now we're going to try some Bombay ink, and I think I'm going to wet the whole page again because that seems to be the thing that has universally worked, is get the page really, really wet. Oh, and I need to dilute some of that Bombay ink, right? Which is, the Bombay is the India ink. So I need to dilute some of it. Now it is going to be thinner already than the acrylic inks. So, but I am going to thin it a hair. We'll just see how it works. Okay, we've got pink and green, which are colors Eileen will absolutely hate together. I like pink and green together. They don't mix well. That's one thing. So that this may be my bad. We're going to find out. And this is a cheap brush, you guys, so don't worry about what I'm doing to my brush. I wouldn't be using my really good brushes on this. I ordered a whole set of these off Amazon for like no money. But they're huge. I do like them, but they are huge. Okay, I didn't get everything out. I need fresh water. That's what I need. All right. It's good enough for government work. All right. Here we go. We'll do top half, bottom half, I think. So we kind of get an idea. That pink did have a ton of white in it. It just didn't raise to the top. But yeah, it's got a ton of white. That little bit I made didn't go very far at all. So we're going to make some more. And I'll spray it if I need to keep it wet, which I probably will. All right. Hopefully that'll be enough. That'll get me through. We'll ombre it down to nothing. And we'll start at the bottom and work our way up. And they're not going to mix well, and I do know that. So don't think, oh my God, are you really that stupid? I really am not that stupid. I just act like it and then blame it on Eileen. Okay. Top half Magicals, bottom half Bombay ink. Now you're going to see how it works. Okay, it's working best on the Bombay ink. Like it's working immediately with the Bombay ink. Can't tell on the Magicals, Eileen. Not even a little bit. But it is working on the Bombay ink. And maybe if I hadn't diluted it, I'm going to go ahead and go direct out of the jar this time. I'm not going to dilute it at all. I'm just going to use it full strength. Do it at the bottom, and we're going to do another little experiment and find out. Because we can. It's obviously going to be darker. And you want to get that out of your brushes pronto. India ink in your brushes is not a good mixture, just saying. Now I'm questioning myself. It seems like it works better with the watered down. Look at the blue. Okay, hang on. I got to go back up. Pink ink on purple ink on the blue. Yeah, look at the blue move and separate. Yeah, it's very cool when it starts working. But I'm going to say in this case on the Bombay India ink, it worked better on the diluted product than it did on the non-diluted product. Just saying. And up here, I can't tell that it's done anything at all. So I'm just going to move that around. The green's moving up into it, though, so that's kind of cool. It's almost like the pigment turns solid and then starts moving itself. It's really kind of cool. All right, now this time I'm going to go ahead and use the, this is the shimmery purple acrylic ink. I am going to, ooh, that was too much. I'm going to go ahead and dilute it. I'm diluting it over here on the side because I'm really close in here. Let me move out because you guys can't see the pink at all. The pink didn't do much. All it did was move it out. So, and that was Magicals. So here's some diluted acrylic ink. I diluted it with water. I'm not sure how I want to put this on. Let's put it up with the pink. What the hell? Since the pink didn't do anything. Let's see if we can convince it that it wants to. May turn a really ugly color. We don't know. Can you guys hear that dog barking? It annoys the hell out of me. If it was my dog, it wouldn't. But to let your dog stand outside my window and bark, yeah, that annoys the hell out of me. Well, I think if you get the granulation medium, one thing you're going to have to do, speaking from many years of experience, not really, I've only done this once, pissy pink, yeah. You might want to start taking notes while you're doing this sort of stuff and keep track of the ones that work well, because the blues and green and brown in the Magicals worked awesome. The lighter colors didn't seem to work at all. The purple diluted acrylic ink is working. And then the green India ink worked awesome. So, yeah, I don't know what to tell you guys, you know. You're going to have to take good notes is, I guess, the moral of that story, because the same products, the same colors and the same products don't work the same way, I guess is what I'm saying. Now I'm just going to use up what's here and call it a day, honestly. And hopefully I'll get something usable out of here, and I'll make Dee Dee some planets and send it to her. You know what I mean? Jelly bean. And I did like the, you like that it clusters up the pigments like small, tiny. Exactly, Lena. That's the cool thing about it. So I would say about 50% of everything we did today did that. Now I'm just splattering using up the product. Hopefully it'll dry somewhat cool looking. And if it touches the granulation that's down there, good on it. But down here, I mean, the green down here is really cool. And on that first one we did, that was probably the best one we did, Eileen. For real. Still looking pretty cool. You don't like those results? I want them all to be cool. I agree with you, Carla. But see, that's the thing when you're experimenting and playing is you've got to be prepared for some failure. And I'm okay with that. I really am. Because then you know, this works, this doesn't. Don't get your heart set on any particular thing because you don't know if you're going to get it the next time. I mean, you really have to allow for spontaneity here because, yeah, you don't know at all what you're going to get. The first one's turned out great because I told you what to do. Look at her. Look at her, would you? This one we were just throwing things at, but who knows, by the time I cut the circles, Dee Dee may end up with some really cool planets here. And if all else fails, just pick it up and let it run. Now that's really thin layer right there. I don't know. It was fun. Wow, this isn't, we have to make an old rusty Buick drawing. There you go, Lena. We should do that. That would be fun. Show Lena what I did. Okay, a lot of them, I don't know how many of them have actually dried. This one, the green part, is going to work out awesome. The pink, I should have known better than to start with Pissy Pink, right, Eileen? That was a dumb choice to begin with. I don't know what got into my head. Pissy Pink. Who would even do that? I can't move the ones with salt on them because they're not dry yet. Now a lot of them have salt on them. I'll go ahead and bring this one over because I went ahead and put salt in the center of this one. This was the first one. And it dried too quick on the edges, so it got a dip and everything went to the middle. So that's why I put the salt in the middle. But there were some really cool parts of this one. I'll hold it up so hopefully you can see. But yeah, when this one's completely dry, there's going to be some really, really good parts. And these I'm probably going to cut up and make some planets for Dee Dee. I might try, because we've used so many different products, I would almost be afraid to work on top of these now. Because I don't remember. I mean, I'd have to go back and watch the video, and I don't do that. I will not go back and watch my own videos. Unless I made a promise that I couldn't keep or something. So let me see where I'm at here. But in here, like, this is all really cool. And in the center there, I use salt. I may or may not end up working with that one. So, but yeah, there's some really, really cool spots on that one. Yeah, it is fun, right? Let me see what else we got going on. We just did a ton of experiments today. This one came out pretty darn cool too. So I can't say anything because like this one really, really reminds me of a picture of Earth from space. Just ignore the salt on there. But can you see this in here? I'm hoping that's going to show up. It really, really looks like Earth from space. The whole thing just looks like Earth from space. Don't be afraid. It's just paper. Exactly, Kathy. And I don't have a problem. Like if you'd have seen me throwing stuff away this weekend, you would have said, slow down, girl. Because after it's been around here for a while, if I haven't used it by now, it's gone. It's going away. It's bye-bye. This one has a lot more deeper color than is showing on here. And on this one, this is where I did the metallic, and there was absolutely no change in the acrylic metallic. So got a few spots with some acrylic metallic on it. There you go. The salt looks like bullet holes. Yeah, and the salt, you won't be able to see the effect of the salt until it really gets a chance to just dry naturally, which will take a few hours, but that's okay. We've got a few hours. Eileen, I hate to say this, but you know that one that we said was so ugly that I did the blue lines coming down? Like after this one's set now for a while, it looks cool. I might add some more brown to it. But this one actually does look very cool. How the blue has kind of spread out and touched into the other colors. It's very cool looking. Go figure. And I was just doing anything to save that one. Kind of like the pink one at the end. All right. And then this was Dee Dee's. And it's still got a fair amount of brown. I'm going to go ahead and pour that off. This was Dee Dee's Planet one, so I'll send it to her, and she can cut out her planets out of this one. This one doesn't have a whole lot of, well, it does and it doesn't. There are places where it's very granulated, and then there are places where it's just like, well, what the hell happened there? Why'd you do that? So yeah, some of them are better than others, but knowing that they're going to get cut up, yeah, you can't get attached. And again, we use my colors. This one actually is very, very interesting. This one looks like the bottom of the ocean. Like I've never been to the bottom of the ocean, but this is what, if I had to write a story or paint a picture, this is what the bottom of the ocean would look like. This one I got to get really close for you guys. This one worked the absolute best. Look at that in there. And CB, I don't think we're going to know until they're totally dry what we ended up with. That's the way I think. But I will go ahead and an oil spill, maybe, Carla. I will take pictures of them so that Eileen can use them in Digi if she wants, and then she can blow them up or whatever. This one is just not going to focus at all. So come on, focus, you freak. Hi, Lisbeth. Yeah, the bottom of the ocean one. This one came out way cool. I will say that. And even up here, there's some really interesting stuff going on up here. So yeah, this is cool. And I'm really, really, really close in on that one. So there's that. That one definitely looks like bottom of the ocean. Yeah, the blue definitely, the blue and the green, those are definitely two colors, I would say, respond really well to the granulation medium. And then this last one, I'm not even going to move it. It's not even worth showing. I'll show it next week after it dries up. Well, let me see if I can get it over the table without jacking it up too much. This is the one, I don't even know if we use granulation on this. No, this one is the one that I use we tried the granulation on it. This is the Bria Reese inks that I just covered this whole thing with water. Dropped the inks in. This watercolor ink did not respond at all to the granulation medium, not even a hint. So, and that's when I just added other stuff to it and poured the salt on. So that be that. It was fun though. I like doing stuff like this. I love doing stuff like this, just seeing what you get. And see, in the camera, the color is not even anywhere close to accurate. Let me see if I put some more light on it when it comes out. If anything, it'll make it look worse. The lag today is really, really long. Okay, that's maybe a little bit better because the colors are much more vibrant than they're looking on my screen. So, yeah, it was fun. Anyway, I've been here for my 3 hours now. I very much appreciate all of you coming and spending the time with us. And thank you, Eileen, for being the cruise director. I'm sorry if I didn't listen adequately. It's a bad habit of mine. That's all I got to say. And watch for in the next day or so, you guys, I will, well, no, in the morning, at the very latest in the morning, I will put out some information on what we can do for Jen, okay? So I'll probably tweet it and ask a few other streamers to mention it if you don't, you know, so you'll get the information one way or the other. So thanks so much, you guys. I appreciate you more than you know. Eileen, I will photograph these and make sure you get them. I'm going to be spending the rest of my day cleaning up messes, thanks to Eileen. And I really love you guys. See you later. Bye.